Hello, hello, I'm the official name rater. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today we're looking at Larvitar, Pupitar, and Tyranitar. And yet again, Google likes to make my job harder by not putting me on the fucking first page, you stupid cunt. I'm right here. This was posted August of 2020. It's been 4 years, baby. Let's see how these search results differ. We now have Iron Thorns to add to the collection, so we're going to look at that one too. If you're interested in this original video, it will be linked down in the description below. Now, unfortunately, this actually kind of just recaps the fucking entire video right there, at least what I mentioned at the end. Godzilla was the thing I say everybody was fucking using, so that was the most popular choice. It probably still is. I get it. It's literally kind of what it's fucking based off of, so there you go. Reptar was one I thought of myself, and I felt like such a fucking genius for it, because I was like, it ends in tar, and it is big and green. Oh my gosh, I'm so smart. But also in the original video, I say, I'm not the first person to think of it. I still thought of it myself, but other people had that same idea. So I guess I'm not smart and original, but yeah, that's what I personally used. Little bitch and very nice and your boy are not a part of that video, but you know, that's something, I guess. Gojira, that's just an alternative for Godzilla. Why not highlight it? I don't actually think we've technically seen, or at very least acknowledged, just the idea of just calling it kaiju either, so that's more leaning into that thematic, but it's just a different word. Instead of naming it Batman, you're naming it Gotham. I think I'm okay with Dragonzord. That does feel mildly familiar, but I think you know what, Dragonzord is gonna have to be Iron Thorns. You could do that one. Oh my gosh, you could literally like recreate Power Rangers using Iron Thorns. Okay, so I want you to know where my fucking mind went. Hold on. Yeah. The Larvitar, Poopy Pants, and then Tyra Banks, right? So thinking about that, especially the Tyra Banks part, made me think of Barbara Streisand from South Park. Which would also kind of work for Iron Thorns, as it's meant to be like a parody for the whole Mechagodzilla shit. So, let's take Tyra Banks and turn it into Barbara Streisand. How could you do that? You could just call it Streisand, I guess. Darude Sandstorm is an unfortunately overused joke for an actually halfway decent song, IMO. But if that interests you, there you go. And Transformers Autobot named Grimlock, whose alternate form was a T-Rex. Sweet. I feel like Grimlock also sounds kind of familiar. I don't feel like it's Transformers, I feel like I heard it from somewhere else, but hey, why the fuck not? Wrath can work as a nice Binding of Isaac Bayonetta style nickname. I don't personally have it used on anyone. The only thing I contribute is that Wrath is what I named my noob Cybots fighting style in Mortal Kombat 11 because I went with that kind of thematic for Binding of Isaac Bayonetta style nicknames. Moveset names. Armageddon, same shit. There's not really extra to say. Havik also works the exact same way. I personally use Havik, spelled Havik, based off the Mortal Kombat character for my Mimikyu because broken neck. I suppose I'll acknowledge Annihilate and Overkill. I'm gonna be real. Now that Annihilate exists, it feels too close for comfort for me. Overkill, I mean, that one sounds kind of fine. I don't really have a problem with that one. Terminator, I think I did mention this actually in the original video, or at very least I like skipped past that part. That one I think was mentioned for like the whole Porygon episode or something like that, which again, that's like, it's a fine nickname, it's just not one I'm passionate about. But, you know, Terminator could work either for robot and or for just a nice Binding of Isaac Bayonetta style nickname that you could throw onto anyone. Doomsday also works in that vein, but also what, that's a Superman villain you got, right? It's really a shame that we got Iron Thorns instead of Iron Cheddar. That would have been a much better name. I'm very real and say I fuck with Pupitar. Loo Cleaner is the most English thing I think I've read in a while. Okay, we'll go ahead and highlight a few of these. Quake. No, we've been talking about Quarry recently. That's where I was getting confused. Quake is also a video game. I don't know, I'm indifferent towards that because it's Earthquake, essentially. It's not particularly great. The Rock will always be a bad name, as is Dwayne or any other fucking variation. We get it. He's a famous guy. I don't need you to make stupid-ass jokes about his name all the fucking time. Drax is down there. What are the fucking odds? Maybe again, put that on a better fitting Pokemon than... In the original Tyranitar video, I mentioned Adam Sandler. Now I see why I mentioned it, but I don't understand why it's there. And Sahara. I also mentioned Sahara because desert, sandstream, yeah, that one's fine. Cairo for location-based nicknames. You're damn right I thumbs down Basilisk. What kind of dipshit are you? Who the fuck put that there? I'm gonna go ahead and just highlight this one, not because I think it's good, but because I've seen stuff like this in Stalin and shit like that. And it's like, I get it, you're trying to play with the idea of it, but I don't really think that would be the kind of direction I'd want to go in if I were you. So, I mean, if you want to, sure, but I feel like that's like a good nickname if you're a 15-year-old boy and like nobody else. None of your friends think it's cool, only you. Alternatively, we did talk about this in one of the Paradox episodes, and if you are playing something like prior to Gen 9, you could take the Paradox name and put it on the original form Pokemon. If you want to play through fucking Ruby Sapphire with a Larvitar named Iron Thorns, go right the fuck ahead. Tremor's one we see every now and again. Me personally, I'm gonna think of the Mortal Kombat character, ninja dude. But also, like, Tremor's just, you know, a fucking, like, different kind of earthquake, so you can use it as a generic ground type nickname if you wanted to. I'm here for Big Boss. That one's fine. I like the idea of Metal Gear Solid nicknames because I think a lot of Metal Gear Solid stuff has kind of some cool names behind it. So I'm going to highlight that one at very least. There's not really too much to say about this that we haven't already said. Like, Dust Devil I saw, and I was like, I'm okay with that, but I'm also, like, not in love with it. Like, to me, it's just kind of there. I think about this weird-ass Barbie PC game that I remember playing back in, like, 3rd grade or whatever that was actually kind of surprisingly okay. And one of the lines she said was, "Watch out for the Dust Devils," which is probably exactly what I said in the original video, too. Tyranny is just half of its fucking name. It's literally the name inspiration. Don't do that. Godzilla, we've talked about. Sahara, we've talked about. Sandy, no. Oh, Cinescorch, you gonna bless us with some shit here, boy? Crew's named after the Richie's Tyranitar from the anime. I forgot Richie had a fucking Tyranitar. They did bring Richie back in Johto, but I kind of just, like, you know, forgot. It was cool to see him. So, I'm gonna alter Desert Strike a little bit and say maybe Desert Storm. That one's kind of okay. Insurrection could kind of work in a Binding of Isaac Bayonetta style way. We got a lot of fucking wrestling stuff here. Kane, which I think is best going to be put on Incineroar. Big Show, which is not a bad one. I don't feel like there's a definitive one. Like, I think I put it on my Slacking just because I still don't have a good name for Slacking. But it's just not one in particular I'm very passionate about. Omos is like a newer, tall WrestleMan. He's like 7'4" or some shit. He's literally like a basketball looking dude. Big Papa Pump, I think that's Scott Steiner, if I remember right. Green Giant's a good one. That one's kind of funny. I like that one because that's green and that's gonna fit him, and you're not gonna really be able to put it. Why do I want to put it on Arboliva now? Gumby also works because green, but I mean I would maybe put that elsewhere too. I don't know where. Kevin Nash for more wrestler. Andre is probably in reference to Andre the Giant, so maybe put Andre the Giant, not just Andre. I worked with an Andre. He managed to fuck the corporate officer. Soylent Green's not a bad one. Hulk. You could do the Hulk or Incredible. Would Incredible Hulk fit? It might not. Incredible Hulk. Hulk Hogan. Broccoli is just funny and stupid. Artichoke's funny and stupid. Because of the Boston Celtics being green and the Red Sox called their left field. Okay. Alright, well, I don't care for that one, but, like, Boston as a name is fine. As is Neptune. Which, by the way, very clearly not related to fucking Water God, because why the hell would it be? No Mercy's a good one. I like that one. Frankenstein, Grinch. Piccolo, I know, is a Dragon Ball, right? And the dude looks like a pickle. Something like that. Okay, that's the bottom. There's a lot of pictures here. Who's this? It's James! Good job, James. This is talking about how he can't change his name. It was actually kind of cool to come back and see Cinescorch here because, you know, this would have been after we did our own. But, yeah, we've looked over everything for Tyranitar. We'll go ahead and take a look at the original video, see what the comments say. Kraid is one that I would love to use on a Pokemon, but I don't feel like we have the right Pokemon yet. Currently, I think I have it set on my shiny Druddigon because I was just like, I don't fucking know. It's green, it's dragon. That's as close as we're going to get. So hopefully that doesn't, like, age like milk. But I would never recommend that nickname to anyone because shiny-based nicknames are stupid, so I don't know. I don't Borderlands, but if you want to read this and take inspiration, there's another one for you. Alright, we're here taking a look at Iron Thorns nicknames, and Mechagodzilla is literally what I expected, and that's, you know, kind of makes sense. You got Godzilla and Mechagodzilla. But I really like the one right below where it's mech support, because that's just kind of funny. Like, you know, tech support is just a stupid little pun. AC/DC is worth highlighting that I personally use on my Electivire. I took that one from Prince Boo, based off the Rock Band. Alright, I'm not sure what we're going on here. Is Iron Thorns somehow associated with light? Okay, so this doesn't mention anything about light, but I do think that this is actually interesting because it's like some similarities to Pokemon introduced in a dubious magazine as a Tyranitar from 1 billion years in the future. In case you didn't know, Tyranitar is actually not originated as a Pokemon, but was, Tajiri did some magazine thingy, and Tyranitar was on there, and then he got adopted into the Pokemon series. It was actually designed outside of Pokemon. I want to say it was like Korokoro or some shit, or just the Game Freak magazine. I don't fucking remember. But yeah, in case you didn't know, he wasn't originally a Pokemon. They kind of just put him in later, and then probably built backwards for the other two forms. But Photon don't have shit to do with anything. Duracell, I mean, I suppose I would maybe put that on like Vikavolt instead, but even then that's kind of like not worth it considering that doesn't fit. That's going to fit Charjabug, not Vikavolt. Duracell's on there twice. Energizer, if you want a different battery, and literally the same argument I have. Energizer's on there twice. Jarvis is on there twice. Electrolyte's on there twice. Watts is on there oh my gosh. Circuit and Circuit. Ranker, if you didn't feel like trying, you could have just stayed home today. Eureka's not a bad idea, but I would probably gravitate that towards a Psychic type Pokemon instead. Mecha Gojira for an alternative of Mecha Godzilla. I'm not sure if Tyranitar will fit, but that is a very clever one. I swear to fuck if we're on page 4. We're on page 3. Tyranitron is also not a bad one if you want to lean into the official kind of naming scheme. Okay, well, I guess we're done. I guess Thorn is why. Yeah. Alright, well, that's that as far as Iron Thorns then, I guess. We'll go ahead and take a look at the comments, see what comes up. Rex Term, after Yu-Gi-Oh card, also referred to as Robo-Reptar. Robo-Reptar is another fucking idea. I could do that. Mechagodzilla, yeah, and we mentioned that already. So that's that. I feel like not too much has changed for Tyranitar over the years. And Iron Thorns has kind of taken over the mantle of, we just didn't feel like trying. I will go ahead and again, though, give Centiskorch props for providing some good shit. Like, I think out of those, Green Giant was probably my favorite, just because I just thought that was so fucking goofy. I like that one. I already mentioned that Reptar is what I personally use. I don't have anything for Iron Thorns. Any other ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to the ones you think are good. Let us know what you'd use or recommend. We've almost cleared out all the Paradox Pokemon, technically. I mean, we're about to, like, you know, now that we've done this, we gotta move on to some non-Paradox Pokemon for a while. Not sure why they organized the decks like that, but that means I get, like, a small little break before I have to suffer again.